Uh, so, so agenda for this call, we'll have an overview of Microsoft Business Central, a quick demo. In the demo, we will walk you through the finance and accounting and operations module. Anandan is going to share a screen and he's going to walk us through on a high level topics.
With Microsoft, I am working on this platform for the past 10 to 15 years, and we are handling different range of deployments, integrations, customizations within the Microsoft Dynamics family and any external systems and applications. And that's the brief about me. And yes, here, this is the landing page for Microsoft Dynamics Business Central. And let me show you the overview of all the features that is available in Microsoft. So you can see this is the high level view of all the modules that is available in Business Central. We have finance module here, which is the core of the system. Then the sales, marketing, purchasing, and warehouse to deal with all supply chains, purchasing, inventories. And we have a manufacturing module, which is meant for the SMEs, project module for those order-based companies or project-based accounting uh, uh, things that customers are looking for. And we have a service module, which is mostly a post-service, a post-sales service to handle the post-sales service. And we have a very basic HR module and a CRM module also. And these are all the sub-modules that is available within the finance. We have the general ledger, the payables and receivables, and then the fixed assets, inventory, and cash management. These are all the modules that is available here by default. And if I go into the accounts, this is actually a demo company that has been provided by Microsoft in their own instance for trial and evaluation purposes. This is how a typical chart of account looks in the Business Central. We have all the list of assets, liabilities, income, expenses, and reserves, everything listed in order here. Let me show you the VAT statements. And this one, I have set the base environment for UK. I check one. This is one default template that is available inside as a VAT statement for UK. This is the preview of the template, which shows the transaction that has been summarized for tax submission that is handled across the EU countries, the domestic and the different taxation. It all picks up and it builds the statement here. This is a highly customizable statement. Based on the needs, we can build this statement, and also we can replicate the statements into 2 or 3 based on the kind of submission that we have to do for different authorities. Then if I go into the currencies now, this is a multi-currency system. This is the full list of currencies that is available in the system by default. And since the UK pound is set as the base currency, that currency will not appear here, and all the exchange rate values that show here is with respect to the UK's currency here. And if I pick one specific currency, I can go into the exchange rates. Give me, my internet is a bit slow, getting slow suddenly. So you can see the exchange rate for an AED currency. If I remove this, you can see it is the exchange rate amount for the date as in the demo data in January 2022. You can see the exchange rate for their AED currency or Australian dollar for $100, what is the corresponding relational exchange rate in UK pounds? It is listed for all the currencies, and this we have two facilities available. Either if we have a limited set of currencies, we can manually update the entries, or if you want to go for an automated update, there is a free exchange rate services also provided by Microsoft. We have to just link up with that service. That is a part of the configuration while deploying the system. Then based on the frequency that we set on that particular setup, the exchange rate will be automatically refreshed for that particular date. So this is on the currency part. And then if you look into the journals, which is the most the finance people will be mostly looking for, we have all sorts of journals that is available for us to do. We have the general, purchase, and the sales. And if we go into the cash management, we can see the payment journals, reconciliation journals, all the journals. Then for the fixed assets, we have a separate set of journals also to handle the fixed asset posting process. So all these journals, if you go into, it's typical of an enterprise accounting system, they'll be having batches. These batches, you can create any number of batches based on the department or based on the user. And if I go into one particular batch, I'll be able to see the entries here. I can create as many entries I want, and then I have to just post the process. It gets done. But here, this system gives us one more advantage, the Business Central, which is called a preview posting. Before posting, because once we post, and if some error occurs, then they have to reverse all the transactions, and that is a mess of a job if they are going to have thousands of entries in one batch. So that's why we have this option, which is called a preview posting. Preview posting actually simulates the process of the posting, and it will show you the actual result, how it is going to be. So once we go through the preview posting, everything is fine, then we can go for the actual posting. During the course of preview posting, if you are able to see any errors that is coming up or any exception it throws, that is 100% safe. The user can go back, they can fix it, and then he can come back, check the preview posting, and then they can do the posting. So posting is 100%. It can be done in a very secured manner where all the transactions are going to be fail safe and correct. We have to set up some email integration. Once we set up that email integration, which is available here, this is where we will be configuring all the email outbox. So once we do here, what will happen is that when we go into the Outlook, we can see a button for Microsoft Business Central. From there, where we can click, we can load all the invoices from there directly, or all of the request, and we can handle that from within the Outlook itself. That's possible. This is the customers list. This is the list of customers that come with the Microsoft demo version. We can see all the list of customers here, and we have certain options to just for visual purposes. They have given, this is called a brick, and normally if you click, you can see tall tiles, and there is another option called list. When I go to the list, we can get the figures correctly. You can see here, this is one customer. This customer, we can see they have some balance amount in their native currencies. It shows the list of payments they owe, everything. And if I click on the balance here, it automatically drills down into the customer ledger entry, where I can go and see this particular invoices. For these two invoices, the amount or the payment is still pending from the customer. From here, I can see that. Once I receive the payment, I can go process and I can do the apply entries. Then I have to knock off the invoice one by one based on the amount that is given that is received from that particular customer. And if you want to take a look into the invoice, we can go into the invoice, sales invoices. posted invoices that is available in the demo version. Let me open an invoice. This is how typically the invoice looks in the system. You have all the header information here, which is related to the customer, the salesperson, everything. It's on the top, and here we get the line items. What are all the items that we are selling to that particular customer through this invoice? We get everything here, and then below we have few tabs which we can expand, which shows us the invoice details, and if some kind of shipping and billing, we have different shipping addresses, different billing addresses, it is handled there. And for any foreign currency transactions, we have a separate tab for that to handle that. And this is how a typical invoice looks. And if I need to an invoice, I can preview. Let me slightly make this bigger. This is the default invoice format that comes with. This is highly customizable depending on the needs of the customers. Also, we can create type 1 invoice, type 2 sales invoice, type 3 sales invoice. If they are going to have different types of invoices targeted for different set of customers or markets, it can be customized, which has this is out of the box sales report that is provided by the Business Central system itself, which captures the VAT information. And then on below, if you have any bank transaction, it captures all the information below. And whatever information we want, like terms, anything that we want to be printed here, it all can be customized and added here. The point I would like to emphasize here is that Business Central is not just an application. It is a development platform by itself where we can extend the system to any extent possible, provided we have to decide whether it is really needed for us. If it is really needed, definitely we can push the limits of the system through customized programming. Almost based on our experience, I can say that almost like 70 to 80% of the requirement is already there. Maybe there could be a gap of potentially around 10 to 20%, and mostly on the report side only. And then they may be requiring, I want few more fields on the sales invoice. I want few more fields to capture certain additional information or an organization specific unique information on the purchase invoices or the purchase orders. These kind of requirements, that's what we generally encounter as a part of the customization. Then here, we have some interesting features. You can see the list of invoices all here, which shows the amount including VAT, and it shows the amount has been paid or not by the particular customer. So he owes actually £1,236, and the full amount is still outstanding. And if I click here, I can get some more details here in this window. What are all the particular items sold? It shows me here in detail for this 1236. In the related G, it gets it from the related GL entries. So this window also, we want to see some specific information about this customer here. I want to see this information. I want to see session information, or I want to see simply how much he has paid, how much he is outstanding, or I want to see last 30 days of his record. All these things, once you click here, we can customize here to appear on the side so that it gives a snapshot of the exact data that we may be looking for that particular customer apart from his payment status. This one is actually linked. This is a cloud hosted system by Microsoft. So it is actually linked to Azure directory. If you go into that directory, we can see the list of all the users. And also we can manage the users from Microsoft Office 365 portal also directly. So if a new user is coming in, just we have to go to the Office 365 portal. We have to key in the user and we have to apply him a Dynamics 365 license to that particular person. Finished. Then if you come into the system, in few seconds, it will synchronize into the users here. Then we have to just apply whatever privileges that is required to work on this particular system. Done. And if your organization has a local domain and it is syncing with an Azure directory domain, it automatically goes through that domain also. So anyway, it can work. The one thing generally that this is inventory. Maybe you can. This is the inventory module of the system. If the organization involved in any trading activities, this is the kind of inventory they can maintain. This is just one option provided by Business Central, where you can capture all the pictures and store it inside, assign a code, and based on that, you can see it is available 10 pieces now, and the price of each unit as on this particular date is 420.40. So this is one nice view, and if you want to just change the view, you can just go to the list view. It automatically switches to the list view. The same like in customers. They give us three options. One is called brick, and the one is called all tiles and tiles. The tiles, small tiles will be appearing small here. So it is a choice for them. But if the organization is connected with any uh, web sales portal like Amazon, this kind of configuration will be very helpful, because automatically it will pick the data from here through the API and it will sync with Amazon, and the job is done for the people here. So that's the kind of thing Microsoft was having when they did this kind of an inventory module. And
That's
on
right.
the inventory, we have all the kind of FIFO, LIFO, and we have all the kind of costing methods that an accountant will be looking for. Everything is available by default. Just it is a part of the configuration. What configuration he wants, we will be setting up that, and automatically that will be applied on the set of items. We can group items into different set of categories, and for set of category, we can apply certain set of costing codes or GL codes or vendor codes or whatever codes, that specific codes we want to apply, we can do that. So when they do the transaction, there is no need for them to go in every time and pick that particular GL account. This GL account I have to debit into, and this GL account I have to credit into. No need to bother. That will be configured for them based on the item or based on the customer, so that it will automatically pick up that particular GL codes in the back end, and it will do the posting process. Chart of accounts. If we go into the reporting section, we can here see the trial balance by period, detailed trial balance, GL register, everything is available here. So I'm reading the system itself. If I click trial balance by period, and if I choose as starting date as 01/01/22, review. This is how a typical trial balance report appears for month one for all the fixed assets. This is a trial balance template. And as I said already, I think there is no need to mention, all the reports are quite customizable. This is the default format that Business Central is providing us. Then if I pick another report, GL register, and this is a GL register report. I'm just sharing certain reports that the accounting department will be quite interested to see. And if you go into the home page, which is the landing page, from here, when you click the reports, financial statements, we can see all the reports from here, also the Excel reports. And then we have the GL reports, which comes here as a separate list here. So all the reports are the basic backend for providing the data is already done, and it is all presented in a default report. So there is, when you ask for certain changes or modifications in the layout or the way the report is presented, we don't have any backend job. Basically, we'll be doing a front end job only. Just pick and place where the items you wanted, or where the logos you wanted, where the kind of sections and columns you wanted. The report is done. Just from user perspective, there is one another thing that is called my settings here. This my settings, this is where you can define a role basically. And if you pick up here, certain default roles are provided. Now I have assigned myself as an accountant. So when I assign myself as an accountant role, this is the kind of homepage I see. Now I change that to business manager. Now I want to become a business manager. My role is changed. I click OK. It will take a few seconds to refresh the screen. you can see now the homepage layout is totally changed. Ongoing sales, ongoing purchases, payments, everything. As a business manager, what are all the areas I am interested as a business manager? Certain dashboards and reports are by default provided by the default version of the system itself, where if you want to tweak or add or remove, we can do it also on the homepage. Or if you want to create a custom role specifically meant for certain set of organization users. And in this particular landing page, we want to be very specific that only this particular set of data has to be presented in a tabular form or in a graphical form, or could be from the Power BI. And we can customize that particular role and we can build it and we can provide to the user. So whenever the user logs in there, he automatically able to see what is the data that is pertinent for his role. So then we have a section called personalize. Personalize is something, if I go to the general journals, this is also quite very useful feature for the users. Certain things they no need to look back to the developers. They can try to do for themselves. Certain very basic aspects of the screen, what columns I want to see, what data I don't want to see, all these things. For example, here you can see so many columns are available here. And just they don't want to see this particular comment. I don't want to see this comment column. Could be for some reason they maybe pick up certain columns and they may say, I don't want to see these are not relevant to me. Instead, I want to see a different set of columns means they can just go here to click personalize under the gear icon. Then more. Then you can see here, I have all this. Now all I have to do is that click here, I hide. Then I'm done. It's gone. So like this, they can add or remove the columns, whatever, hide or remove, make it visible, whatever columns they want. So like that, in every form, they have this kind of facility for the users where they can try to, if they are smart enough, they can try to do what they wanted to see and what they don't want to see in the form.